Jared Goff is ice cold turkey. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Fully Talk PA, and I'm watching this game. Main takeaway, obviously, pull out the win 16-9 over the, Lions. They were talking all that talk. You've been waiting for 3 years for this matchup. Amon Ra saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And lo and behold, main takeaway from this game, the Eagles defense can legitimately take this team to the Super Bowl. Now, first off, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Jalen Phillips. Bro, 3 batted passes for Carter, 3 for Davis, 2, I think Phillips had an impact on 1, Jalix Hunt had impact, and Ajomo on another. This defensive front is playing out of its mind. Jalen Phillips, I just ordered your jersey, bro. You're Haitian. You're like probably my second cousin, bro. But that's neither here nor there. Jalen Phillips, bro, 5 tackles. Should have had 2 sacks. Highest pressure rate on the team. Jared Goff just had him locked up. And when you have a guy in Jared Goff who, once again, one of the best pocket passers in the game. I never say like Jared Goff, like he can't play, he's a scrub, he's a bum. Because you're saying he's like Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck. Like you're saying he's that tier. Like when you say a guy can't play, I'll never say something like that. However, in the biggest moments, this was essentially a playoff game. 2 for 18 in the second half. 0 for 6 on 4th down. 1 for 12 on 3rd and 4th down. You plan on winning many games with that? Okay. Just checking, wondering, because I didn't know, and Detroit's gonna have a conversation because for some reason the Lions backup DBs, practice squad DBs play better than the starters. Terry and Arnold, but they might be Brock Yassin, Thomas Harper. They might be taking your spot, bruh. They might be taking a spot, bruh. Like, and no disrespect to Terrion. We know he suffered that, I think, injury. You'll hope he gets right. But, bro, and we saw this last year a bit. They played better without y'all, the starting DBs, than outside of Amik Robertson than they do with y'all in. But hey, that's none of my business. I don't even know why I brought that up. And Michigan man, Hutchinson, neutralized pretty much most of the night. He did help blow up that one play, that 2nd and short, after Saquon ran it for about 8 yards on 1st down to the outside. And we'll talk about the offensive schemes a little later. What worked, what didn't work. But Hutchinson helps blow up that play. I think he got credited for the sack. But nevertheless, half sack. But nevertheless, he was neutralized. Once again, the only player defensively we were worried about in Detroit was one Aiden Hutchinson. And we'll talk about this. I think we can all admit that we saw much worse in this game that could have been called for pass interference than we did on that, that Rocket scene, AJ Brown, 3rd and 8. Yeah, it wasn't, it was a little it was a little, iffy there. Did he grab a bit of him as he was trying to break? Yes. Was there pretty much hand fighting the entire way as well? Yes. For once, Chris Collinsworth, I agree with you. Um, that probably most like because I'm pretty the same exact thing happened 3 other times when Hurts threw the ball and it wasn't called. But then again, I look at it as if this was like the Rams offense and in the playoffs and they had been cooking and they had just gone down and scored, then I would have been like, hey, maybe like we lose this game. There was absolutely nothing that told you, oh yeah, the Lions are gonna get this. They're gonna have a chance to drive down the field. Bro, the Lions first half um the Lions first half possessions, interception, punt, downs, punt, touchdown, punt. Second half, downs, downs, punt, downs, downs, punt, downs. You play on one of the mini games with that? All you, bro, all you Lions fans in the back, where y'all at? Amon Ra is going to do this. Now, Jameson Williams, he caught it for about a 20-yard gain, and then that's just a great athletic play. But hey, there again comes the maturity. Bro, you know it's windy. You know the conditions are bad. You do something stupid, you know you're going to get called. You cost your team a point. And even though it looks like it may not have mattered in the end, because yeah, they're still down. I mean, hey, maybe you're down 10 now. If your offense had been cooking, maybe you get a touchdown at the end of the game, extra point, you win it. But that's another maturity thing. JMO, bro, you got to work on that. But other than that, I mean, the Lions offense today. Now, I heard a lot of people were saying how Lions were going to run up the score after they beat the Bumanders. Like, yay, congrats, you put up 44 against one of the worst defenses in football. Like, yay. Like, and aside from Mike Sanders still, that defense is it's embarrassing. Um, you know, we already talked about Goff's stats. He was good and terrible. On the other side, Hurts was not. He did not have his best game either. Hurts missed a lot of the deep balls, which is usually his best thing. We saw the wind carry a couple of those balls away from receivers, but if you're a top 5, top 3, if you're one of those top guys, you got to make those plays. You're playing in Josh Allen plays in the Northeast. Lamar Jackson plays in Baltimore. My homeboy plays in Kansas City. Burrow plays in Ohio. Like you gotta make those plays. Hurts didn't have it tonight, but yet again, when the offense you absolutely needed it, Saquon, Hurts, they made the throws, they made the plays. Although another ugly offensive showing, but they do get the win. And offensively for Detroit, real quick, we'll swing back to them for the last time. Offensively for Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, we knew, real Eagles fans knew that Amon Ra, we were not worried about him. Don't ever tell me Amon Ra St. Brown is a top 5 receiver ever again. In no way, he's not better than Chase, Jettas, AJ, Mike Evans, Puka Nacua, JSN. That's just naming a few off the top of my head. I could go on. Do not ever call Amon Ra St. Brown a top 5 receiver ever again. I mean, bro, like, outside of the one catch he had for 25 yards, or no, I think it was No, it was a 30-yard. It was a 34-yard gain. Outside of that, and it was a blown coverage. Outside of that, bro had one catch for 8 yards on Adoree Jackson, who balled out tonight. Adoree, he's climbed back into that CB2 for now, bro. I'm not gonna hold y'all. With Adoree Jackson locked up Amon Ra St. Brown, even though we know Amon Ra wasn't gonna do nothing, bro. I told my man. I'll be watching the game. I was like, man, it's getting nasty, dog. It's getting nasty, dog. I mean, you got Quentin on one side, locking him up. You got Coop locking up Amon Ra whenever he's in the slot. Tesla, like whoever these dudes are, and Laporta was a big loss because Goff was missing everyone, anyone, and everything on those intermediate routes. Yeah, Hurts was missing the deep balls. Goff was missing everyone. And again, put pressure on guys like Goff. He's one of, he'll fold. Turkey. He's not Mahomes, not Hurts. Allen, when he's at his best under the pressure, he's not one of those guys. We saw it again today. We'll talk a little bit about, because we can't leave out Sam Darnold. He doesn't escape after today either. Don't think we forgot about him. But back to the originally scheduled programming, Jahmyr Gibbs was the Lions' offense tonight. Obviously had all of the chunk plays except for that one Amon Ra blown coverage on the play action. Jahmyr Gibbs, he balled. Even though he had no tuds, he had all the chunk plays. I mean, J-Mo had the only touchdown, but all the chunk plays, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jahad Campbell and Nakobe Dean had their hands full. And we got to give a shout out to Nakobe Dean. Now, this dude, cover, blitz, he was doing it all. 3 tackles, had that sack on Goff, blew up. I don't think people understand how big people are. David Montgomery is 230 pounds. Big dude. And Nakobe Dean ran through him, ran over him, and got to Jared Goff. Shout out Nakobe Dean, one of the leaders of this defense. Georgia boys balling out. Now, I think Nolan Smith was a bit hobbled. He didn't play a ton. So he obviously wasn't 100%. We saw BG, that veteran presence, blow up a couple plays. We saw Calix Hunt get to Goff numerous times. Pressure was on him. Also, Penei Sewell, he got that working today. Jalen Phillips, without the injury history, is a top 10 easy. And we can debate more. But Jalen Phillips, if he wasn't injured, could easily be a top 5 edge rusher in this game. I'm looking at highest pressure rate. I'm looking at forcing a sack, blowing up plays. I'm looking at all these things. I'm looking at dominating the one-on-ones. It's Penei Sewell. It's Zach Tom for Green Bay. Just running dudes over. Jalen Phillips has been an ultimate game changer. Understands Vic Fangio's defense from his time in Miami. Jalen Phillips has saved the Eagles defense, rightfully got the game ball now 2 games in a row. I'm buying this man's jersey. Jalen Phillips is that dude. Now, rest of the defense obviously cooked. Jahad, he got sealed off a couple times. That's how Gibbs was able to get out on that last chunk play. That's Jahad's assignment. He tries to cut out the tackle, beats him to it, seals him off. Gibbs, 30-yard scamper. And we all know they eventually went down the field, got no points out of it. But Nevertheless, Jahad Campbell, Nakobe Dean, they did as well as they could because Jahmyr Gibbs was the offense tonight. But Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Georgia boys up front, Jam Phillips, obviously, Jalen Hunt, the crew. On once again, secondary, we knew what was going to happen. Third play of the game for the Lions, pick. We knew Cooper DeJean was going to show up, lock up Amon Ra. We knew it was going to go down. Quinyon Mitchell. If you want to say Pastor Tan, okay. Other than that, there's no consistent art. Even for Derek Stingley, yes. Quinyon Mitchell, top 2. At worst, 3. At worst, 3 corner in this game. Once again, PS2, Stingley. Those are the only ones in contention. Gonzalez, he's got to play more. He's got to be healthy week to week because we know Gonzalez is that dude for New England. But Quinyon Bay tonight showed up, locked it down, and they were the reason. Defense was the reason the Eagles won this game. And now we're going to talk about the reason why the game was as close as it was, because if the Eagles had scored 1 touchdown in the second half, this game would have been over by the start of the fourth quarter because Jared Goff was doing nothing. Once again, 2 of 18. Now, once again, Lions fans told me that Goff was going to do a number on us. They said Amon Ra was going to do this. He was going to do that. J-Mo was going to go like stupid crazy. Now, J-Mo, he did, 4 for 88. Tud. But again, one of those was on a, athletic chunk play, TD. The rest was, 3 catches for like 40 yards. So nothing too crazy. But on the other side, Hurts, we got to talk about it, did not have his best game. And the Wayne carried some of those passes. But, bro, you played in the Northeast. A lot of these other top quarterbacks play East Coast weather. Like, you got to make those throws. And AJ, obviously, it wasn't AJ Brown had, for the conditions of the game, how Detroit was playing him, had a respectable day. Once again, you wouldn't think that 7 catches for 49 yards. But if you look at the way Detroit was playing him and the fact that no one else passing wise really got it going for Philly, AJ Brown, Jahan Dotson had 2 of those. He had a deep ball. Dallas Goedert had a nice naked boot reception that he took for about 17 yards. But this Eagles offense is still just, it's too stagnant. And once we got to keep it a buck here, we always keep it a buck. Philly Talk with PA. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Tell that friend to share with their friends. It did not look good. Once again, and they actually, Saquon 26 for 83, 3.2 yards a carry, not his best. I need Tank Bigsby. For some reason, whenever Tank Bigsby comes into the game, that's when the running playbook opens up. I don't know why. Kevin Patullo, whoever the run game coordinator is, can someone explain? Also, can Jeff Stoutland call offensive plays? Like, Jeff Stoutland, he's been around long enough. Like, bro, can you, if you can call blasting plays, bro, can you call offense? Because what we're seeing is not, and we keep on saying it, and we keep on beating the top teams, but it would be just nice to know, like, hey, like, our offense can put up over, 20 points consistently. That would be a nice assurance, but when your defense is this good, when they've been, since the start of last season, among the best in every single statistical category, I mean, hey, The defense is, hey, get 15 points. Get 16 points. We got this. We got him. Jalen Carter. Hey, Jalen. Hurts. Hey, bro, just get the ball in the end zone one time. We got it from here. And that's what they did tonight. They had the line. They had Goff's number. Once again, Amon Ra. They had him locked up all over the field. And hey, Lions receivers, y'all had a couple drops too. And Devontae, I don't know if it was Devontae that dropped one, but Goddard dropped one. I think Devontae dropped one as well. Both could have been first downs early on, but yeah, drops also we take into account here. Got to keep it a buck. Got to keep it a buck. Got to keep it a stack. But Hurts, obviously not one of his best games, but when you guys absolutely had to have it, they made the plays necessary, even though, and this is why I will always have respect, no matter what, for Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell was one of the coaches that was like, hey, this is football. You want to ban something, learn how to stop it. The Lions stopped the tush push today 3 times. And the last one was a crucial one that got them points on the board and a chance to win the game. But the tush push is not some impossible formula. Josh Allen literally got his first touchdown today running the tush push. And his coach was one of the main ones pushing for some BS safety. Oh, it hurts the players. And they ran on their first play in the red zone. I will always have respect for Dan Campbell because it's respecting the game. Because next thing you know, oh yeah, you can't tackle this way. Oh yeah, you can't hit the quarterback. Like, you see where we're heading. So respect to Dan Campbell. The Lions defense showed up today. Obviously wasn't enough, but yeah, like, you're mad about me. Stop it. When T.O. was celebrating in the end zone and people were mad at him crashing out, DBs, T.O. says it's simple, but just stop me from getting in the end zone. When other guys are, running roughshod over everyone, tush push, bro, Packers, who also ran the tush push today, bro, just stop it. The Commanders figured it out. The Giants figured it out. It's not that hard. Like, bro, it's mano a mano. So Joe Burrow is very good at throwing deep intermediate routes. Should we ban those because Joe Burrow is really good at it? Patrick Mahomes is very good at finding receivers late on the sideline. Should we ban those because Patrick Mahomes is really good at doing that? Like, it gets to a point, and I get it because all those plays, yes, the tush push is obviously 1 or 2 yards, but bro, we're playing football. Mano a mano. My guy is going to move your guy hands in the dirt against their will. That's what I love. Passing, the Rams offense, we can scheme guys open. See Seattle. Eagles football, my guy is going to move your guy, another grown man, against his will. And we're going to move you from the spot. We know you don't want to move this from the spot, but we are going to move you from the spot because you don't belong. Like, bro, just stop the play. It's getting ridiculous. But that's enough of my little spiel, a little tangent. But just had to, shout out Dan Campbell because it is getting like Sean McDermott, who, bro, should be on the hot seat if the Bills don't. Because looking as of right now, the Bills might not even make an AFC Championship game. But yeah, I didn't say anything. But that's not my business. I don't even know why I brought that up. But, I mean, they look good against Tampa. Although, Tampa was missing some guys, but Buffalo's missing some guys as well. One of them who probably wouldn't have done much today for, team reasons. Y'all can figure out who that is. He's a receiver, so automatically he's a diva. And we'll talk about it a bit real quick. So, obviously, we heard earlier in the week really yesterday. There's a So Eagles reporters reported there was a positive meeting between AJ Brown, Big Dom, Jeffrey Lurie, Landon Dickerson hanging around. At the end, quick 10-minute thing, AJ's expressing like why he's talking on Janky Rondo stream, why he's frustrated. And Lurie, they're talking about positive conversation. They dap up at the end. It's all good. Diana Rossini comes in and puts a negative spin on it. And now that's what mainstream media, that's the report everybody's going with. I get so sick and tired when people like Diana Rossini say stuff like multiple players have issues to Hurts offense. I need to know who those multiple players are. Because I've heard Lane Johnson say, we sticking with Hurts. I heard AJ say, I am cool with Jalen, we're good. I heard Devontae say, yeah, it's all good, man. That's my dog Jalen. We gonna figure it out. I've heard Saquon say the entire year, we are going to figure it out. It's on me in the run game. We're gonna root through this because we're a team, we're a brotherhood. I need to know who these multiple players are. Because clearly they're not the starters on the field. It gets to a point where the BS, it gets to a point where we gotta stop this. Stop looking for clicks, views, clickbait. Like, bro, Diana Rossini, she's been wrong with the Eagles the past 3 years anyway. Most of her takes online have been wrong anyway. But bro, really? Really? I just need to know who these multiple players are. Because the guys that are getting the ball in the field clearly don't have a problem. The offensive line clearly hasn't been outspoken as an issue. And the issues they've had, they've been like, yeah, it's all of us. We need to work through this. It's not on one guy. So I know the defense might be like, hey, if the defense was doing this, if we were like the 2022 Jets and the defense was putting up this performance and we were losing, then maybe I see maybe the multiple people are on defense. But we're winning the ball game. We're scoring the points when we need them. So I just need to know who these multiple players are. That's just me. Because mainstream media, they run with everything. And, Shannon Sharp opened up his show, misreporting, using the Diana Rossini report. But, keep hating. Keep hating, because that's what fuels us. We all know Jalen Hurts is at his best, but his haters are the loudest. So keep it coming. Keep all that, good hate coming. And, last thing I'll kind of say before we sign off here is, there's this guy, Pacific Northwest, and, MVP convos and his wide receivers having a historic second year, and he's doing all this great stuff, and, he's throwing all the yards, and, similar to a Jared Goff. Sam Game Manager Darnold. 4 picks. Not 1. Not 2. Not 3. 4 picks. Should have been 5. In what was essentially a playoff game, this man, yet again, and there was no major injuries. Offensive line, everybody was there. JSN, Barner, Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet. Defense was sensational. For the offense to give up 5 turnovers and the defense only give up, I believe, 22 points. Really, dude? So Sam Darnold, we saw him turn to a cold turkey once again in a big game. Matthew Stafford, once again, outplayed him in a big moment. I don't want to stop. We have to stop. And Jordan Love, you almost lost to the Giants. Don't think I didn't see that either. You were good and terrible. And I know he got dinged. And when he had to absolutely make the throws, Jordan Love did absolutely make the throws. But that first half, sir, you were good and terrible. Don't think I didn't see that. And we know Lamar always, struggles in Cleveland. And Myles Garrett is that dude, but I'm still not convinced about the Ravens. I think the Chiefs will still make the playoffs. But Sam Darnold, bro, I can't take Seattle seriously if we're going to get this type of performance from Sam Darnold every time it's a meaningful game. I don't care when they're up 35 nothing against Arizona. I don't care when they're up 35 nothing against New Orleans mid second quarter. Against the Rams, what are you going to do? Against the Eagles, what are you going to do? Against the Bears, the Bears are coming. The Bears are in complete control of the NFC North right now. What are you going to do against them? Tampa, what are you going to do? That a lot remains to be seen, but all I know is that when it comes down the stretch, outside of Patrick Mahomes, my guy statistically is the best quarterback in the league. That's that's not biased. We don't do bias over here. We do objective facts, objective stats only. But I think the offense will continue to get better. Now this wasn't really a step up from last week. But the running game was better. That's something to hang your hat on. Finding those outside pitches, those sweeps, that seems to really break out some runs, open up the play action. We saw some success there. But nevertheless, Hurts we know Hurts has to be better. We know Hurts will be better. We know AJ Devontae, Goddard, we know they're gonna come to play next week against Dallas. And we'll do a preview, sometime during this week. But for now, the Eagles. Eagles over the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff, Mr. Game Manager. People that were trying to say like he changes the game, like bro. 2 for 18, 0 for 6 on fourth down. That's all I got for you. But hey man, it's your boy, Philly Taco PA. Amon Ra. You are not that guy, bruh. Try to tell you, you're not him. Like, comment, subscribe, y'all. I'm out.